Why is it up to you? Why were you the one to be put in this position? Couldn't somebody else do it? Did you have any say in it? Was it your choice and you didn't even realize it? Was it an unconscious calling waiting to come out? What about the king and the guards and everybody else around? Were they meant to be in that position? Is that where they're supposed to be? Is that their fate? And what set that on its journey, on its path? So I ask you this question. To what extent do you control your destiny? And how much of it is down to fate? I find it so interesting. There's so much to think about. Like, it goes through my mind constantly. Why am I here? Why am I the one in this position? Could it have been somebody else if I didn't say yes that one time? If I didn't say no? If I didn't wake up at that specific time and do the specific stuff that I did throughout the day? If I didn't say yes to come to Japan the first time, what would I be? Where would I be? Who would I be? When would I be? There's a lot to think about. I think that you have some essential goals within you, your inner calling perhaps. And the rest is up to you to make it happen. For you to be in the right position at the right time, for you to be aware, for you to gain the skills and the tools that you need, and the encouragement, the confidence, inner tools and outer tools, in order to complete what you are supposed to complete. I'm not religious. I suppose I'm a bit spiritual, right? I mean, I think what I'm talking about here would constitute as that. But it's just, I find that there's some sort of inner nature that's there, that's waiting to be realized in some way, waiting for you to set up the right things for it to emerge out. Just like your personality type. You have these different components, these different fractured mini personalities that are within you that are working together to make this emergent pattern, right? And I feel that is how essentially everything is working. We're all a part of this system. All of these different things are working together and trying to find a way to emerge out of it. And I feel that you can control it to an extent. You can do certain things to expand on it, to enhance it, to level it up, to reduce different things. But in the end, it's likely going to find some way to get out. So there are all these different components, different parts at play that are waiting to emerge, right? And they can't do it until everything is set up just perfectly. And part of your unconscious goal, in my opinion, is for that to happen, is to set that up, right? And whether you don't know or you do know what's going on, like, I feel that following your heart, you're taking some sort of action to enhance the skills that you deeply just know that are important. You know this is what you got to do. There's a calling, there's a purpose, there's a meaning behind it, right? Maybe you don't know why, but you're like, this is what I'm here to do. This is why I'm doing it. This is what I want to do. These are who I want to serve and help. And when you start doing the things that you feel you're meant to do, whether you know why or whether you don't, you start setting different things in motion. And there will be an emergent that comes out of that. Something will come out of that. Hopefully it's a good thing. Maybe you can control it. Maybe you can delay it. Maybe you can speed it up. But in my opinion, it's likely going to happen in some way. But that also makes me think about the different possibilities, the different timelines, perhaps, of how things could have been and possibly are in different realities, in different versions of myself and of life. Like if I made this one choice, then this version of myself exists, whether it's in another timeline or within myself. And I think the one that's within myself is the one that's fighting for the most control and possibly existing the most. There's a version of that me that is still living within there, that wanted to do that thing. And me not letting it do that means that it does want to come out in some way. It's there. It's a little seed that's waiting to be grown into a tree and, sprout its seeds and whatnot. Where does one example of that stop and the other one start? And how much control do each of these versions of myself that were created from making or not making a decision happen? Or when you expand it even more, other people's choices affecting you, where does that come from? Where does that lead to? This one person chose to not stab me. This is a real life example, not kill me, as he said he would have. We talked after we made up. But if he did that, where would I be? Where would he be? And is there kind of a mini version of both of us that went through that altercation? So whether this is actually answering the question or not, I don't know, because I don't think there is an answer, right? It's not something that you can fully say this is the definitive answer. But I do feel that you have some sort of control over what emerges based on your choices and your actions. And whether that actually fully shapes your destiny, I don't know. But it's something to think about. And how many different aspects within your life, your daily life and other people's daily lives, are you able to control? A little bit of effort in this one direction starts a whole new version of your life, of yourself, and the people that it would possibly impact. And I always think about like the idea that the adventurer, the hero, doesn't just wait in the inn playing Hearthstone. He's out there doing stuff. She's out there doing stuff. Helping the town, slaying the boars, going out and destroying the gremlins and the goblins and the orcs, or whatever she's doing, whatever he's doing. They're not just waiting for things to happen. They're waiting for the right time. They're growing themselves until they're able to fulfill what's possibly their destiny. There's this calling. You are the great hero, the great adventurer. But not if you just sit in the inn, and if you're just relaxing all the time and you're not actually taking control of that destiny, putting the boulders in motion, going out there and making things happen. So I ask you again, to what extent do you control your destiny? And how much of it is down to fate? Good luck, have fun. Peace.